Alright, we are back with Pheromone, aka Stephen Darling, aka the poor soul who has to sit here and watch me misplay my way through my very first Rush Duels in only Raw knows how long. So we're going to go ahead, do a couple of AI games, and then we're going to jump into a PvP game and see if we can end on a W. Just so you guys know, my Rush Duel rank is currently a really impressive Rookie 1. So it tells you how often I've actually played Rush Duel. So we're going to walk through this first, see what we're doing, and pick up a whole new game, hopefully.
All right, here we go. And I don't mean to just be laughing in the background, but it is funny that a duelist of your level and seasoning is just getting into this now. Hey, but hey, won the coin flip. Let's go.
Right, well, we've already won the first battle. So that's already... Actually, this is a pretty good indicator of the last time I played Rush Duel. What's the World Championship 2024? I did it for the party favors. Alright.
Yeah, the great party favors.
Looks like a pretty solid hand.
It is, but notice that the screen is not prompting you to use that skill. You can only use the skill from turn 2 and onward. So right now, you're really just about setting up a field. There's two ways to do this. You can technically set all your monsters in defense mode, or in the alternative, you can start to burn off cards so that you can bring out both Seven's Road Witch and Seven's Road Magician. Either way, though, you're trying to make sure that you use as many cards as you can so that you draw more cards on the next turn and can set up combos from there. So it depends on what you want to do. Do you want to start off defensive, or do you want to go all in?
Well, we're going to go all in, but I think, don't I want to hold Swordsman of Roadstar in my hand just so I have a card to reveal for the skill next turn?
You can. The way that you would do that best then is, and if I may, you would summon the Strange Cat. Then you would tribute summon Seven's Road Witch. Afterwards, you're going to use Seven's Road Witch's effect to discard a card, this time the Arrow Sorcerer, putting the one wind you have in the deck into the graveyard, and special summon Seven's Road Magician.
And like the true fan anime, I always keep on the animations. At least once for every duel.
Oh, they're so sick, dude.
This card's crazy. So do I want to use my effect on turn 0 just to get that extra card in the graveyard, which then could potentially set up, I don't know the name of the spell, but the spell that recycles, or either my...
Oh, the Recovery Force. Yeah, it's kind of like the gambit of playing something like Diamond Dude or Card Trooper. If you do use the skill, or excuse me, use the effect, then you run the risk of putting an important card in the graveyard, but you also could just put the water in the graveyard, so just do it.
We gotta go for it.
Hey, that's fine.
That's
that puts something
fine,
you don't need to draw.
Skill can recover those, so we just end turn. Which, I mean, I'm not getting the maximum number of draws, but that's fine because I have this to reveal for my skill next turn.
Sometimes you do have to think about the follow-up for next turn for sure.
Yeah. So, let's see what we get here. Okay, so we have...
Oh, that's the rest of the puzzle.
I think we actually just have everything here. We also have Magical Stream to hit the back row. So, I think we just start with that, don't we?
Yeah, no reason not to.
Do that. Do I even bother with this skill at this point?
There's not a whole lot of reason to. What you could do, I guess, is summon Mystic Dealer, discard Strange Cat, draw a card, and then maybe you do something after that. Because the skill also lets you send cards from the field to the graveyard, so if you add those two cards, you can free that slot back up that the Mystic Dealer is taking.
Alright, so we could do that. I was thinking we could also fusion and then use the skill sending the dealer, adding back the magician and the wit, or actually I think I'd send them, it doesn't matter, either the Roadstar or the magician, or the dealer, and then we add back the witch and the magician, and we can actually get to all three, the fusion and these two.
I think you might be one card short because in order for Seven's Road Witch to be able to special summon the Seven's Road Magician, you do have to discard a card. So you have to have something to tribute for her, and then you have to have that. But let's try it. Just see what happens. We do have the Magical Stream to discard, but I think there may be one short of tribute. Let's find out first by activating Fusion. And what's unique about Master of Seven's Road, besides the fact it looks crazy, is it keeps the attack during both turns. That's what makes them so special.
Okay, so unlike the other cards that we had mentioned where there was the issue of your defending turn being weaker, this card is just going to be huge no matter what.
Yeah.
Alright. right, I like that. Alright, so let's activate our skill here. Show that. And let's actually just add these two back, just because I want to keep more cards in my deck.
Mm-hmm.
And
You could get rid of the stream,
yeah.
and then you could tribute the Seven's Road Witch, and then you could discard, actually, as crazy as this is going to seem, discard the Swordsman of Roadstar. Whoa, Swordsman of Roadstar, excuse me. Wrong game, wrong game.
No, you were right.
But,
You were right.
I don't know. Why was I thinking, in my mind, I was picturing Joey Wheeler's famous...
Landstar?
Yeah, Landstar. I'm just like, wait a sec.
Alright, so we did that, and we did the effect of 7-turn Magician to boost.
Oh, yeah, big numbers.
On the damage, I think it's just... But it's kind of the idea is that, oh, well, I'm 1,000 shy. But that was a pretty crazy turn, and then they would get to draw 5, which is... That's such a crazy sentence.
It really is.
Silver Fang.
It doesn't always mean a victory, though, right? We're going against very similar, or excuse me, simple dueling NPCs. But it shows you that, like, 5 cards, you can really come up with something after that, plus the skill.
Yeah, so we'll just finish this game. We'll do one more quick game where Steven just kind of questions my sanity on some of the stuff that I'm going to do. I'll do my best to harken back to my caster days where I actually narrate my plays instead of just silently playing. And we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll do... Let's find a legendary duelist, somebody that isn't quite as weak of an AI.
Yeah, you might be able to just go to the gate and challenge somebody with some keys there so you can get, like, some different styles of rush dueling.
Let's see, we've got Gavin. I don't even know who that is. I haven't watched Sevens yet, unfortunately.
Wait, I want to go back to Mimi and Mimi, and this is just for Rush Duel fans. This is such an important question. How old do you think that character is?
It's gotta be 10.
Okay, and we will let the comments decide from there.
What? Oh, I get it. Okay. No, you gotta tell me afterwards when we're off camera.
She is not 10 years old, is all I will say.
Well, I've heard that Luke is apparently just, like, the craziest in the show at Rush Dueling.
He reminds me a lot of Soulburner from Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, where he's a character that, like, are you sure he's not the main character? He sure is winning all the duels and has all the cool cards. Like, Luke really is, like, a second main character, more so than maybe even, like, Joey Wheeler.
What is this card? Phoenix Dragon? Well, that's just cool looking, so I'm gonna go with this. Hopefully I can live with
Okay.
this. That's easiest way to decide. Alright, let's see what we can do here.
I'm just going to chill back. It's all up to you.
This is going to be quite the test of my skill. Alright, well, we've already lost the coin flip, so...
But you get to use your skill first.
That's true. Alright, so we've got the Witch and an Arrow Switcher. So actually we have, thanks to having the Witch, I think we have the full color now.
Mm-hmm.
So... And that's pretty good.
I ain't saying nothing. It's up to you.
What we're gonna start by activating our skill, revealing the Witch, and then I'm going to add the Magician and Fusion, and we're gonna get rid of the Magical Stream. They have no back row. Then, see, I don't want to get rid of this though.
Who said you have to?
Well, I guess I can get rid of this to do this. I'm trying to think of how to end with the fusion.
You've got exactly enough cards to make the fusion and keep one card to yourself, but you will have to give up at least one thing.
I think we're going to get rid of the trap because if I get, since I'm going to get to the fusion, since I'm getting the fusion anyway, I know that I'm going to have a monster that's really large on the following turn anyway. So the defensive card won't matter quite as much. But I am putting all my eggs in one basket, so in theory I could end up, that could bite me because if they do have their own seal, or anything like that.
There's definitely a lot of spell-based monster removal in Rush Duels as well, typically on a legend card, but there are things like Tribute to the Doomed, Hammer Shot, and it works just the way you think it does.
I'm actually going to just set this. I want to hold that for later. And, you know, if this was a real duel, maybe they'd think I have like a defensive card. Cast turn and see how that goes.
Hey, there you go.
All right,
oh, he's got the pot of greed.
Big fan. Big fan of pot of greed. We've got that. The fire drake, that is a creepy looking dragon. Alright, we're gonna draw our 5, and we have.
Oh wow, okay, you've got some fun stuff here too. Now you could try the other fusion, especially with all those 0 defense monsters on the field.
Which one?
Not her.
This one?
Yeah, so check this out. This might be the most insane fusion monster that this deck has. It's just a little smaller, but it definitely has more tech.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so let's start by. Reveal another. Move that back. These two. In case you're wondering why we're adding the cards back instead of deck fitting, is I'm trying to conserve as many cards in my deck as possible for later, just in case. I'm playing this as if I'm playing against somebody who might be able to actually defend, and I want to keep as many cards as possible in deck, so that way later on. Oh, did I just mess up?
Not quite, but it is true that you have cut off your ability to be able to bring out that, which is okay. It's okay. That's fine. That's fine. There is actually another Sevens Road Witch fusion monster. You don't have it yet. It's in the brand new set, Eternal Galaxy Road. But it's actually her Sevens Road Witch plus a spellcaster fusion monster. So in this particular situation, to be able to run it, but not this time.
Darn, I didn't think about that. I was too excited. That's where we
but still big monsters.
True. They are big monsters, and I will be able to win the game with that, but that is unfortunate that I didn't keep that in mind. And this game's... Oh, to the end of the turn. Okay. So... let's go ahead and put back our strange cats.
And who are we saying goodbye to? Okay, yeah, lose all your attack points there.
Yeah. Just gotta do the very stylish game shots whenever possible. Alright, so other than the strange cat catastrophe, I feel like that went okay.
A catastrophe, huh?
Yeah.
No, it was fine. It was fine.
Alright, let's jump into a very intense PvP game and see what happens here.
All right, now the rubber hits the road to victory.
Let's see how this goes. Because I would like to eventually get to COG on Rush Duel. Is it still King of Games and Rush Duel?
Yeah, still King of Games. Now, there are less ranks on the Rush Duel ladder than there are in the Speed Duel ladder. You just need to get to Gold 5, and then win 5 duels in a row, you got yourself a King of Games.
That seems pretty easy, especially how fast these games tend to go. I say that, and then I'm going to get paired into decks that I have no idea what they're doing and feel very foolish. So.
Well, they also may be showcasing what you are supposed to be doing. Let's see how it goes. Win, and either of these players will gain a rank.
Well, that's already pretty good there. Our hand is pretty solid, especially since we're going second. So, that's going to be really good. That's actually a really good hand.
So what are you hoping to draw with this particular combination of cards, knowing you have access to your skill, too?
Honestly, I'm terrible with the card names so far, but the back row removal spell, just in case they happen to set up any defensive cards.
Magical Stream, yeah.
Yes.
It is kind of hard to remember a billion names for cards that do the same thing. Every single subtype, warriors, spellcasters, even galaxy monsters, they all have one card that does the same thing. If you have this type face up, destroy one spell or trap.
Big fan of Pot every time.
Hey, you know, they got Pot of Avarice in this too.
They have Pot of Avarice?
They do. It's under one of the deals, and you don't see it a lot, but Dark Galaxy uses it because they play like Light Swarm. They send a lot of cards from the top of the deck to the graveyard.
My kind of deck. All right, so we're clearly playing into another spellcaster deck.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, they've got all the sorcerers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, chill out. Quit flexing on me. So we get. All right, not ideal because I already have one. Let's see. I think.
So you haven't summoned yet. Mystic
Yeah.
Dealer, only any summon is a good way to spot check to see if they have something like Trap Hole. It's pretty rare, but more importantly, compulsory evacuation device. And you see this pause right now?
Yeah, that means that
They may have Compulse, yeah.
Yep. And that's actually in case you're new to digital dueling. The toggle is one of the most valuable things you have, and when you become a really seasoned player with that is something that can really dictate wins and losses. Actually, it's how you use your toggle. So I'm thinking I activate the Mystic Dealer here. Just to get
No reason not to.
Although I think I'm going to discard one of the Seven's Road Witches.
That's fair, just make sure not to click the wrong button though. You want to start it off on Mystic Dealer's activation. That's also the hazard of digital dueling. Like, what am I trying to click here?
Okay, so we have a strange cap. So let's look at what this one does again. Goes from house. Okay, so we change battle position of one monster in opponent's field. Also do piercing battle damage if I have 7 for Magician in my graveyard. Can destroy card effects this turn. That's not bad.
It's mainly for trap cards like Widespread Ruin, which destroy monsters when they're attacking. And a lot of monsters throughout Rush Duels actually have that built-in trap destruction protection. I know that's very specific, but it's just to counter that meta.
So, let's see. Unfortunately, I can only attack Magician's Valkyria. I don't think I'm going to have a way to get anything bigger. So what we're going to do is we're going to show this. We're going to add these two. And let's discard. Let's discard Arrow Sorcerer. Then let's go. Roll 7/7 Road Witch.
Remember, they only got 99 seconds left, but they do refresh your clock once you get to the opponent's turn. Just keep it in mind. I do think that he's got compulsory evacuation device, so there is a version of this where you fusion summon and are very sad.
Is there a physical timer? I'm so used to Master where I get to look at my timer.
No, the timer only appears on the screen whenever it is eating off of your clock. And right now, because it's on theirs, you'll see the hourglass is at the very top of the screen where it says turn 2, so it's eating off of their clock.
Okay, but that's where it'll be, is up here.
Yeah, it'll be like right to the right of their extra monster zone. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so we've gotten rid of the compulsory. I think that was actually might have been a bit of a misplay, only because I think using it so early was the potential mistake there. But it puts me in better.
Yeah, I personally wait for whenever they bring out Seven's Road Magician, because that's usually what they need for fusion materials, and it's just a big monster that's 2 tributes anyway. So I think that probably would have been the better bet for them.
So now, let's go ahead and summon this. Now the question is there a benefit to fusion summoning? I don't think...
So if you fusion summon, you'll have one big monster that may be able to defend against them. But if they have any spell cards that'll let you either reduce the attack of the monster or destroy it, then you have nothing. So the decision right now is, do you split the difference by just having 2 different monsters attacking? And both of them are big enough to definitely do that. Or do you combine them into one giant monster? And you still got to think about the face down trap card.
I think we're going to split the difference. I think it just makes more sense to do it that way, especially with cards like Widespread Ruin being in the game, although I feel like
it's time to find out. It is a legend. Widespread Ruin's a legend, so we're not worried about
Yeah.
that, but they could still have other cards that modulate attack and defense. Doesn't look like they do, though.
I think with that in mind, I probably should have actually attacked with the 7th Red Magician over the Magician's Valkyria first, just as a safer way to get rid of that card.
Yes, there are cards. Usually the attack differentials are either 400 or 500 on the trap cards. So if you're attacking and the difference between your monster and your opponent's monster is only about 400 to 500, there is a possibility they could use a trap to stop you. So you want to attack typically when they have a bigger gap than that, so 7th Red would have qualified.
Yeah. And that's kind of like the little stuff that with experience will be a lot easier and will also just become kind of second nature. It's funny coming from, you know, the TCG background where attack stats historically don't matter. You know,
Yeah.
you don't really worry about like the attack difference of monsters unless it's just for calculating damage. But in Rush Duel, which is still very early on, that can matter a lot. And even in dueling, Speed Duel can matter a lot for very simple games like that.
It does help to keep some life points spare in the tank because especially when you build up that skill and you build up that knowledge base, you're going to know about what your opponent can put out, especially in mirror matches like this. So you can look at your own field and say, okay, what I've got, 1,600 plus 21, so I have 3,700 attack points on the field. They could probably put about 6,000, so I feel okay now. But imagine you only have like 200 or 300 life points left. All of a sudden, life points and attack points really matter.
Yep, and as we can see here, they're using their skill, so they're going to be able to do a pretty good board wipe, but at least from what I can assume, I don't think they're going to be able to finish the game, so we're going to get a turn to play ourselves, and we're going to get a 5-draw, so maybe that'll give us some kind of advantage to hopefully be able to put out a ton of damage again.
And it looks like they're going to make that counterattack, though, so I think you're going to end up with very few, maybe no cards, because their 7th Red Witch can beat yours, and their 7th Red Magician can beat yours, and then you'll just take 15 from the Dark Sorcerer.
But that's going to be okay, because especially if we can keep the... what's our fusion? Oh, I forgot, we just started the stream. Maybe the better...
Yeah, I think when we started that turn, you were thinking, I'm going to fuse, but by the time you ended your turn, you decided, no, I'm not. And that's okay, sometimes you do change, but at least you have that fusion, so whatever cards you do draw, you're not looking for fusion, so you could come up with a powerful turn next turn.
True, and that'll also mean that I won't necessarily, or I'm not as likely to have to search 2, so I won't have to discard a card, so it's going to be really good too. This is much closer than I expected it to be, with how solid that hand looked.
I love how squeaky the games are, right? You never... Sometimes I guess you do just triumphantly win a Rush Duel where it's like a 7,000 attack monster, and Galaxy fans know what I'm talking about. But I love that it's these really life or death games where you just barely make it, and then finally somebody really does attack for game. That's not something we often see in Yu-Gi-Oh! These days.
I'm very surprised that they went the route of using their fusion and not just going for the value of clearing both of my monsters.
Yeah, and that may bite them. If you draw a Strange Cat, you got everything you need for a 7-year-old Melcharmy, which is looking at the polymerization! Sorry, I love Rush Duels.
I think we have pretty much everything, because we have the polymerization for the Magician fusion, and then we also have fusion to go into the... what's it called?
Your very first Magical Knight summon. So here's the thing. Note that it would be easier for you to use fusion in combination with the Strange Cat on the field, and you could use polymerization to fuse the Swordsman or Roadstar and the 7th Red Magician in your hand without having to discard any cards with the 7th Red Witch. So you get to keep all your cards, you don't even need the skill, and because you have 2 monsters, you're executing Riding Trap card, it's live. It's good. This is a good hand.
No, it's not.
What
Not
you
what I said it.
Oh no! It's not that type of game! You gotta fuse face up, which is fine. Because you can still activate polymerization, you're in the exact same place. It's okay, chat. He's just beginning. But don't you... I mean, I guess we could do that too.
You think we go for...
I think the
this?
Paladin feels better because the worst that happens is they crash into the cat, or the cat just protects your life points. And this has a big boost, by the way,
fair.
400 for both attributes from both graveyards. So you'll definitely be able to clear through them. It's okay. This is what we're doing. But by the way, clock's ticking. Let's go.
Oh, we gotta go monk of speed.
Don't forget to use the skill to use the effect. Yes, activate. Yes. And then battle. Let's go. Start clicking. 53. You got it right. 100. You're good. End that turn. Woo! Now you're dueling. So I have done that at least 200 to 300 times, maybe more on my, because I'll be streaming and we'll be talking just like you and I are, and you get caught up, and then you're like, oh no, I only have a few seconds left.
Oh man, it has been a while since I have tried to chat and duel at the same time.
Think about how the anime characters feel. Now, here's something we didn't talk about. Most of these big fusions, like the Magical Knights, they'll have 2 effects. And so you had one effect, which is either a power boost, but if you didn't feel like you needed it or they had defense mode monsters, you could just shuffle a monster from the graveyard back in the deck and draw an additional card.
Let's see that.
It's called a multi-choice effect, which is pick one of these effects at resolution.
I like that that term though. That makes sense though, because you get to pick any one of those, and it's pretty. Like I said, I like how the text is written. I think it's very clear and intuitive, and it makes it a lot easier for new and like more seasoned players.
You never have to ask any questions. You're like, what does this do? Oh, this is what this does. How can I do this? Oh, that's what the requirement is. Cool.
Very simple, which I do like. This game is really close.
It is close. There's a version where we win right on the first duel. There's a version where we go back into ranked.
That's crazy.
Right.
Oh,
They got the stream. Do
Yep.
they choose it right? Ooh,
Well,
they got
luckily,
rid
I
of
mean, it doesn't matter because I have the executing.
but you have to have a slot open, and it looks like
Yep.
they've got a slot open to destroy more. Don't worry, your Yuga Odo is smiling. He's a little worried.
Well, we do have more life points, so that's good. Okay. And it gains, what is it, 300 for each attribute? How many attributes?
In their own graveyard, yeah. And it looks like they've got a lot of darks. I count Fire, Earth, Dark. And I think that's it.
Fire, Earth, Dark.
Oh, there's a light. Excuse me, there's a light.
So they will be bigger than my Paladin. Oh boy. Uh-oh. That's what I was
So you're
checking.
okay if you can make a 7's Road Charmy Witch correctly.
That is
Then-
a tall task.
I...
Then we just
But
win
you'd
'cause we
be
have
able-
the thing.
Yeah, but oh look, and the strange cat actually saved you this time.
Just in case anybody was wondering, I'm a cat man. Okay.
Yeah, with the skill. I'm not
s-
gonna say nothing, but there is a way to win this game now.
Wait, is there?
Yeah, there's definitely. Don't make me sing. You're just one card short.
Wait, how do we do that?
Oh, does it not let you use the skill?
No, because I don't have a thing to reveal.
Oh, you don't? Okay, so yeah, you are in trouble a little bit. So then you could just have a defensive turn, or you could fuse your 2 7's Road Charmy. Excuse me, you could make the Strange Clouder.
I think what we're gonna do, we're just gonna defend.
Okay, and that's fine too.
Because if I can get to a name, I should be fine. So what we're gonna do...
And you already know they burned 2 magical streams,
They
so
burned
they
all
probably
3.
are going to have more. Oh, all 3, wow, yeah.
So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and pass. Oh, I can never hit the right button. We're gonna pass. Okay, so theoretically, this is winnable.
Yes, however, if they make Master of Seven's Road and they have 7 dark monsters or more in their graveyard, it not only has the attack boost, but does piercing battle damage. But you have multiple monsters on the field, some that are face down, so it depends on what they make, if they choose the right attack target. Yeah, there's your 7's Road if you want to take a look.
Well, and if they do make it, they will have more than 7 darks.
Oh yeah, because they'll be putting the fusion materials in the
Yep.
graveyard, both of which are dark. Yeah.
Okay, but they're doing this, so maybe
They've only got 6 cards left in the deck too. There's a version of this where you also win by deck out.
Please stop. Please. Please. Please stop. I needed to do that myself to win the game. Please. No more. Well, while they're thinking, let's go ahead.
Looks like they're
18.
setting cards, though.
Okay, so there's actually a world where I can do exactly 1800 damage per game as long as I summon the 7th Road Charmy Witch correctly.
And use its effect to
Yes.
turn a monster into defense mode. Yep. But you can do it. Just don't set any cards.
Do not set a strange cat this time. All right.
It's hard though because you're thinking about like, oh, I set cards before I fuse them because we've always been able to do that in the TCG. Not so here. Oh, that's going to help with your damage right there. Wow.
Okay. What does Strange Magician do? Well, we're not going to do that. Wait, what is... Does she take Strange Magician or just... What...
No, she takes an Earth attribute, so you could use her.
But I don't think I need to.
You could just use the skill in order to add the 7th Road Witch to your hand, but remember, only 60 seconds. You may begin.
So we are going to reveal... I already have a fusion face down, right? Yes.
Yes, you do.
So we're just going to add this one back. And then we're going to summon Roadstar, which is not a spellcaster. Let's try this again.
That's okay. That's
Summon
your tribute.
Strange Magician. Activate Magical Stream.
It's okay. Reading is hard, even in Rush Duels.
Tribute.
Don't tribute it.
Wait, what? Really?
I mean, you still have the Strange Cat. You're fine. But if you didn't also have the Strange Cat, you would have lost your
I was
last
so
material.
tunnel visioned on the Strange Cat, you just scared me so bad.
You could have used Strange Magician as a fusion material, that's all.
No, we gotta
But that's
do it with
okay.
Style. Alright, so now we're gonna summon our 7th Road Charmy Witch. Activate effect. Switch to defense.
That's it.
And that's exact game as long as I attack the right one.
He did it!
Okay, and it only took 4 tries to summon the monster on the field.
All right, Joey
Alright.
Wheeler. You made it, though.
Whew! I actually broke a sweat from that, which is crazy. Well,
So how do you feel, right? We've gotten into rush dueling. You've kind of gotten a little bit of a vibe. You've gotten a mirror match. You've even gotten your first rank up. So how are we feeling?
pretty good. It is definitely a big departure from what I'm used to, but it is really interesting. I did not expect the games to be that back and forth, which is a really good sign. I feel like the fact that I was able to win games despite making mistakes, and also be able to identify what those mistakes were very quickly, leads to a higher quality of game for all players. Obviously, you know, losing when your opponent makes a mistake doesn't ever feel good, but being able to identify, like, hey, this is exactly where it went wrong, so I know for next time what to do better was really good. It's really fast, which is cool, and the differences in how it plays from the TCG are definitely noticeable. So I know I'm personally looking forward to doing some more Rush Duels.
Well, you better practice because at some point we've got to play.
Yeah, that's going to be coming up soon. Well, everybody, thank you for stopping in. Thank you, Steven, for being available, for walking me through trying to summon a 7th Road Charmy Witch like 4 times. We
She is
managed to do
officially
it.
your new ace.
Legitimately, I'm going to have to go make this a Chronicle card later, I think. It was a ton of fun. Let me know down below what you want to see for a deck. Let me know if you have any advice if you are a Rush Duelist yourself. I know I'm personally looking forward to doing it a lot more. I will be posting videos, I think, of this ranked climb with Rush Duels going forward. And until next time, have a wonderful day.